Good morning, everybody. I hope y'all are having a great day. It's like 30 degrees in Texas, so that kind of sucks. Not cool. Not cool at all. Actually, it is cool, but not in the way that you would like. Anyways, so earlier I posted on social that I was going to make a video about my smile. What's funny is this is the fourth time I have started recording this. I deleted the first 3 videos. The first one was like 3 minutes long. The second one was like 5 or 6 minutes long. The next one was probably like 8 minutes long. And I just stopped it and was like, I don't like that. And decided to start over. Which is funny, my Mac broke, so I haven't learned how to video edit yet, which I plan on doing that over the break. I'm just going to use my other computer, my PC, so that'll kind of come in handy when I'm doing this, and I don't have to stop the video over and over again. But so I'm super excited about talking about this, but I'm also super nervous because, like I mentioned in the video, it's something that's I have no makeup on. This is a very ugly angle. Y'all are getting all the best of me today. But yeah, it's something that I want to talk about because I think it's important and I think somebody can get something out of it. But it's a very difficult conversation and puts me in a very vulnerable place. A place that I don't necessarily like to go. And I think part of the reason that I'm doing it is because I don't like being that way. For anybody that knows me, they know that I am 100% real all the time. I don't have a filter. When people come to me and ask for advice or ask me a question, like, I know they're not coming to me because they want me to blow smoke up their ass or make them feel better about a bad decision or tell them they look good in a dress that makes them look fat. Like whatever it might be. So I take that seriously when somebody comes to me and asks me something because they know that I'm 100%. So why am I going to give them anything less? I'm working on discovering myself and my voice kind of in this social thing that I'm doing. And I think the best way to do that is to just lay it all out there. I listened to Trent Shelton and he talks about like, how can your past help others? First and foremost, I've always been one of those people, besides the fact that I'm 100% real. I like making people happy. I don't know, I just find a lot of joy and I get happy making people happy. When they're sad or like they're upset about something, when they're mad, they just found out, I don't know, bad news, whatever the case may be, I like to be kind of that. Part of it is like, I don't know how to deal with those situations. Like you tell me that somebody dies and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I don't know. Do you want me to give you a hug? Maybe not. That's kind of weird. How well do we know each other? Like, I just get weird. Like, super weird. You find out that you're sick. Like, do I hug you? Are you contagious? What kind of sick are you? But I somehow figure out, and I'll tell you, like, I'm awkward. And I think that kind of breaks the ice a little bit. But I like to make people happy. And what's funny about that is, and I'm sure you probably read on, like, the good quote on Instagram or some kind of social platform somewhere, that just because people are happy does not mean, or just because people are smiling or laughing doesn't necessarily mean that they're happy. They could be internalizing something that you just don't know about. The whole, like, make sure that you're nice to everyone because you have no idea what's going on in their life, that kind of situation. Yeah, I think that's really, really important. Yeah, really important. So obviously y'all know, if you've watched any of my videos, that I've wanted to do this for a really long time, the social part of it and like vlogging and stuff like that. I've wanted to do it for a really, really long time. And number one, I was afraid. I was afraid of failing. I was afraid of people not liking me, whatever. Now, I don't care. If you want to watch this whole thing, that makes me super happy, and I hope that you tell me like what you got out of it, or what you liked, or what you didn't like, or maybe something that you want to hear from me. That would make me on top of the world, super happy. But if you stop listening in 30 seconds, that's cool. You listened for a little while. Maybe I don't jive with you. Maybe you listening to me just isn't conducive to whatever you're going through at the time. That's okay. I'm slowly starting to get over those like little things that you worry about. Like, I just worry about dumb shit. And now I'm 28 years old. I only wish that I didn't worry about dumb shit when I was 21. I can't go back to 21, but I can live 28. So I have decided to kind of let some of those things go. But one thing that I've always kind of struggled with and kind of gone back and forth with is it kind of goes in line almost with like the fake it till you make it mentality, which I don't actually agree with, because if you're faking it until you hopefully make it, number one, you're living on like hopes and dreams, and number two, like, why fake it when you could go do something that you actually like to do? Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about that. So that's part of me I feel like I faked it for a long time. I was in a relationship for 4 years where probably about 2 of those years I was happy. I was super happy, but I was happy in a different kind of way. And then I got unhappy. I started to grow and develop my mindset, and I realized that I didn't like who I was. I didn't like the path that I was on. I didn't like any of that, and I wanted to change it. And so I slowly started changing it, but then I started realizing things about myself, and that I didn't want to be in that relationship anymore. It was a pretty difficult time for me. I never like to hurt people's feelings, which is probably surprising to some of y'all, because I can be slightly rude sometimes, and I don't mean to be. I'm still figuring it out. I say things, and like, I'm tone deaf, right? I'm legitimately, like, you should hear my dad or my grandma sing. I'm sorry if y'all are watching. I love y'all. They'll openly admit they don't sing well. I'm tone deaf, and I've never been able to hear that. So I talk sometimes, and the tone that I talk in is almost like condescending or rude, but I don't mean it that way. I'm working on it, like I said, but I generally don't like to hurt people or be mean to people. So I didn't know what to do in that situation, and I figured I would rather just stay in this unhappiness and pretend to the world that I was happy. And yeah, then at least I'm not hurting somebody else. I obviously finally got over that, and I jumped off the deep end, and I moved on from that relationship. And then I kind of started exploring new things and new avenues. This being one of them, the like vlogging and things of that nature. And I've always said, even from when I was a little kid, like, I want to be famous. But I want to find myself and figure out Christine above any and all of that. And I think that this little journey is definitely going to help me do that. So the unhappiness part of things, I can tell you right now, like, recording this video with a big ass smile on my face, I'm not 100% happy. And I think that part of that is the fear of being alone. I've always had a fear of being alone. I don't know if y'all have ever seen Jerry Maguire. I watched it when I was little, and in it, for his Bachelor video, basically says Jerry can't be alone. He can't be alone. He cannot be alone. And just like over and over again. And I watched that, and that like resonated within me. Like, yo, that's how I am. Like, I can't be alone. So there's like people out there that just, they can't be alone. And so I said that over and over and over again. I can't be alone. I'm not somebody who can be alone. I don't do well being alone. Just every version of that. And the shitty part is when you say negative things that you might not even know are negative, when you say those things over and over and over again, you start to believe it. You start to become that. You're speaking it into existence. That's the worst. Like, it's so detrimental to you as a human, to your individuality, to just you. It's so detrimental. And I wish that I had never done that, but I did it. And I'm working through overcoming that. I'm getting the word try out of my vocabulary. I'm working on overcoming that. But I have a long way to go. I've been out of a relationship for like 2 months, and there are times where it's great and I love it because I'm discovering myself. I'm figuring out who I am. I see the potential in the future. And then there's other times where I'm just sad. And it's not necessarily like lonely. I could talk to myself for days. I'm entertaining and I can entertain myself. But it's almost this like, I know that I'm super young, but like in my head, it's like I'm 28 and now I'm starting all over again. And I don't have anybody, and all of these people around me are married and have kids, and this person has that perfect life, and this person has that perfect life, and blah, 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 blah. So, to kind of touch on that for a second, I used to have that mindset all the time, and now, like, I don't necessarily have blinders, because I can still see and hear the things around me, but I'm not focused on them as much. So that's definitely helped. I've also always been kind of sad around the holidays. I think this is the first time ever that I won't have a significant other during the holidays. So it wasn't that piece of it. It's just more, I don't even know why I've always been sad around the holidays. I mean, I know like a little bit, we can go into that later, but not like a real why. So it kind of bothers me almost that I don't know why I'm sad, but like I'm making some pretty drastic life decisions and changes, and it's a lot. It's a whole lot. I've made these health changes and I'm working on eating better. I've really dedicated going to the gym as much as possible. It just makes me feel like a different person, a completely different person when I go to the gym versus when I don't. So I've really been working on keeping up with that, working on really spending a lot more time by myself and kind of figuring that piece out. My ex-boyfriend paid for our family plan Apple Music. That got canceled because he canceled it, of course. No hate there, I get it. But I decided that I'm not going to get Apple Music again until at least 2020, and maybe I'll go till February, till March. I don't know. But I just want to consume as much content, Gary Vee or Trent Shelton, or I listened to somebody today. I feel like her name's Lisa, but maybe not. She was on Gary Vee's newest podcast. I want to find her and listen to her. Like, I just want to consume as much content as possible to really get myself through this instead of getting lost in the music. I want to listen to things that are going to develop me more until I don't feel this way. Like, I'm going to go in, I'm at Best Buy. I'm going to go into Best Buy. They're going to be super nice to me. I'm going to be all smiley and happy-go-lucky. I'm going to go to another store and buy some stuff. I'm going to go home. And at home is where I feel it the most. It's just like, fuck, man. I'm at home by myself, alone. But I'm going to push through it, and I'm going to do that with some of the podcasts and things of that nature. But I actually told myself this year, even though I'm alone, I'm going to go to LA for New Year's. And I booked my flights already. I got them. I was sitting at home last night thinking about just everything, life in general. I have a 2-bedroom apartment that I'm going to need to downgrade because I don't need that much space anymore. Eventually my roommate's going to move out. I'm going to move. And thinking about how much I love Chipotle, and then kind of thinking about Gary Vee, and he says all the time, like, if you say that you are broke, and then I go onto your social media and you're drinking a $7 coffee, I'm not saying that I'm broke, but I spend way too much money on Chipotle. I spend way too much money on rent because I live in a fancy apartment. It's not super fancy, but it's not bad. Yeah. So I have plane tickets to LA that I didn't have to pay for. I have hotels in LA that I didn't have to pay for. But the Ubers, the food, any of that, like, I would have to pay for. So last night I decided that I'm not going to go to LA. I'm canceling my trip, and I'm going to be here and be the first New Year's by myself, and I'm okay with it. I'll probably make a lot of videos, so that'll be cool. I'm not going to eat Chipotle anymore unless somebody buys it for me. Maybe I'll eat it, like, I don't know, once a month or something. I'm so sad. Just saying that out loud makes me so sad. But that's okay. Yeah, and I'm just doing a lot of things and making a lot of choices to better my life in the long run. Right now, it's gonna suck. But I've told myself that right now, it's gonna suck. So that when it doesn't suck, it's a happy surprise. But I'm willing to go through the sucky right now to build up what I'm gonna get to eventually. So the whole reason I talked about being sad and things like that, I want you to know you're not alone. If you feel sad or lonely or depressed or whatever, first and foremost, go work out. I don't care if that's running 5 miles. I don't care if that's walking a half a mile. I don't care if it's going to the gym and lifting weights for 3 hours. Be careful. I don't care what it is, but do something. Work out in some way. Get your blood flowing, sweat a little. I spent an hour yesterday on the Stairmaster. That sucked. In the moment, it sucked. Immediately after I was done, I felt like $1,000,000. $1,000,000. I felt amazing. So work out. Take care of yourself. That's very, very important. Also, I would highly encourage you to look at the food that you're consuming. Get rid of all the sugar. Get rid of the alcohol. I'm going to actually we're going to talk about alcohol in an episode as well. But get rid of that. Alcohol is a depressant, y'all. It's a big deal. So there's that. Talk to somebody. That's number 3. So work out, change your diet a little, talk to somebody. And by talk to somebody, I mean, you could go out and you can get a therapist and pay for a therapist, but you don't have to. You could talk to your best friend. You could do a vlog. And to be quite honest, like, you could do this and never post it anywhere. Nobody would ever have to see it, but at least you feel better. I feel like 1,000,000 times better after I do one of these. Write it down in a diary. Just get it out somehow. And then reflect on that and change accordingly. Like, what are the things that make you sad? Do you notice that you're super happy at work and then every time that you go home, you're sad? You're depressed? What's at home? Do you live with your parents? Do you need to get out? Do you have a boyfriend or girlfriend that just drives you insane? Or are you super happy at home, but you are miserable at work? Change your job. Quit. There's 1,000,000. Move to Austin. Austin's got so many jobs. It's ridiculous. But seriously, work out, eat good, let it out, change your environment. These are all things that I firmly believe in. Down there, like, comment, share. We're going to deep dive a little bit more into this the more I do this, but I just wanted to get that off my chest. I hope you'll have a great day and be happy. Be genuinely happy.